feel like this podcast has been a long time coming, to be fair.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been speaking about it for a while.
I know,
haven't we?
I know.
Obviously, both busy with
So since we met at Boomerang, how's it started progressing? Because obviously you said before that it's been like, what, 8 months?
Yeah, so so the new company in me was an idea in about September last year. So obviously it's a branch of stuff I was already doing with AI Healthician, which I've had for about 4 years now. And I was getting a lot of people like I'd do like Medichecks, blood tests for them, or they'd ask me to have a look at the doctor's bloods for them, just to give them a bit of advice on it, because people just see this data with blood work and don't know what to do with it. Doesn't really mean nothing. So we're seeing an angle for that where like just interpreting the report so everyone's got all the information to read there and then they can take actions on it, because I think blood work's one of the most important things you can do.
Yeah.
So it's been naturally progressing since then. When I first started Boomerang, followed up from the Lola Star event in Box Park, because I met Errol. He was a mate of my brother's, and he just said, "Oh, I'll go to the." I was saying, I need to start putting myself out a bit more. I've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
So he invited me along, and then I just signed up there and then for the Boomerang, and it's great, isn't it? It's good to just connect with other people where you see your shortfalls are, that you could do with a bit of support with, getting advice. And
so was AI Healthician your first venture, was it?
Yeah, that was the first one. So I was.
So how was that born?
So if we take it back to the start, I was quite a competitive athlete when I was younger. I used to do the 100-meter hurdles. Done it for Liverpool, England. Went over to Spain for Great Britain Catholic schools doing it, and then so I've always been into sport and performance. And then what happens with the hurdles is you go from 100 meters up to 110, and the stride difference changes in between, and the hurdles go higher. And I never grew, and I went from winning all the time to getting beat, and I just sort of lost my way with sport then, and just left it. All my mates were going on holidays. I just wanted to get a job doing whatever just to earn money, so I could just basically just go out and have a life. Then I just sort of fell into engineering, and then went down that route. Really, it went really well. I was in the pharmaceutical industry for like 15 years, but 2017, me and my girlfriend and my wife now, we decided to go travelling with a couple of our mates. So we just rented our house out, went travelling around the world, and when we come back, my perspective on life completely changed. It was just more, I started doing a bit of like self-development work, and I was seeing this isn't for me, this working in a factory, like there's more to life than this. I need to see what I can do. And I don't know whether you're familiar with Martin Bone, over in Liverpool. He runs a lot of courses based around like meditation, but also like life skills and finding your purpose and stuff. So I went on, did all his courses, and it's all about like finding something that you're passionate about and seeing what you can make money from and what can save the world. And comes into this phrase called Ikigai. It's like
you ever heard about Ikigai, to be fair?
It's the Japanese phrase for like the meaning of life, basically, and it's when you can do something that you're passionate about, something that can save the world, something that you can make money from. And it was like just trying to play with that and thinking, what are my passions? And I've always been into supplementation and optimizing the body and human performance and stuff. So I just started looking into how I could tap into that sort of industry. With being an engineer, looking into the like health tech side was what really excited me, and the data and looking at all that. So I just started investing in different bits of kit from America, body composition analysis machine, metabolic breath analysis, and then you're in that world, the algorithm starts hitting you then, and it's like, look at this new machine, look at this. Start diving into all the biohacking, the hyperbaric oxygen chambers, red light therapy, and then looking into more deep diving and testing, like Gary Brecker pops up and you're like, what's this DNA test that everyone needs to be doing? So I went over to Germany to find a lab which could help me bring that over here. The gut microbiome testing, all of it just started when the momentum started, it all just started to come together.
It's so funny you say that, because I remember being a PT. This must have been, I'm 39 now, so I was probably about 25. And at that point in time, I'd never really heard about like evidence-based practices, or I just knew what I knew through what I learned. And you start hearing these like people pop up like Brad Schoenfeld and fucking Alan Aragon and Gary Breck and all these kind of people. And you think, like, I remember all that. And then when I started doing the content, I feel like I've just got so out the loop with it all. Like, I used to be quite knowledgeable on all that stuff. And then now I just feel like I'm just kind of relearning it all through people like yourself.
Well, it is changing so much, and you've got to be current.
I mean, the industry, the whole health and fitness industry now, compared to when I was in it back in like the early 2000s, like I think I got into it in like 2009, 10, and then I probably spent like 12 years in it. But back then, you know, you'd have to, like, gyms actually employed level 2s.
Yeah.
Now, like, level 2s, like, it's fucking meaningless. Like, really. I mean, I don't want to, like, downgrade what a level 2, because I used to deliver that apprenticeship, but it's fucking pointless. Like, the barrier to entry is so low that anyone could do it.
Well, there's a lot of online-based clients, online courses and online courses.
I mean, people are either just skipping it now and they're just going straight into it.
But like I was saying then, the information is the good thing now is we live in the world of information. So when you know the good sources, you stay in current. Like, yeah. Whereas in the past, there may have been a new study done, which you might see come through in a textbook 5 years later. Literally, you've got like Huberman talk about a study which been done last week. Over in America, and you've got that data straight away. Yeah. So like you're implementing things that we're finding things out so quickly, and it's so fast paced. Yeah. But again, at the same time, there's a lot of misinformation. So it's just about knowing your right sources to get things from. But it's exciting times, and I mean, look at like the Whoops and the Garmin and all the fitness watches, like they weren't around back then. I know. And now,
I love my Whoop band. I've got it on today, but I've got it in the car. I fucking love my Whoop band.
And now, I mean, you know what I mean? Have you even been for a run if you haven't put it on Strava?
I know, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a different day and age that we live in, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait, just hold a thought a minute, mate. I'm just going to check these cameras.
Yeah, go on.
Information wasn't so readily available, in the sense that if I wanted to know something, I'd actually have to go and actually somewhere and research it. Like, I'd have to go to a library or go on like PubMed or something, or somewhere to get this information. Now it's so readily available to us at our fingertips that the value of that information, it's almost to a point where, and I say this to our content clients as well, giving more information is actually less value for people, because people are getting more confused because there's more information. And it's like there's so much information, people can't figure out what's good and what's not. You know what I mean?
It's health and fitness are so conflicting as well. You know, people have one perspective on something, which may work for certain people, and another person has another perspective. It's like you've got the carnivore diet, you've got vegans, you've got really healthy people from both camps. But like, it's about what works for you, and that's what, with the testing that I do, I encourage people to be their own experiments. It's about, yeah, you can try these things out, but just see what works for you, because we're all built differently. How one person will react with something will be different to the next. So when you have the information and data on how your body functions, then you can make informed decisions and take your own path.
It's funny, isn't it? Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I used to get clients and it'd be like, some people would be like, you know, you've got to go on a low carb diet, and then you got to go, and then someone else would be like, well, I've lost weight and I kept carbs in my diet. And it's like, I was just always like, when people would ask me the question, I'd just be like, it depends. It depends. And you are right what you say. Like, you have got to be your own fucking testing ground, in a sense. But is there any sort of like basic sort of first steps you give people when they're starting out with this stuff? Like, if say someone comes to you and like quite unhealthy, or generally just want to make positive steps with the health and fitness, is there any sort of basic sort of frameworks or guidelines that you give them to just get started with this stuff?
Yeah, well, so
I mean, just to sort of build on that a little bit, like, just with all this information, because it can be quite overwhelmed with the amount of information out there, is there a way that you kind of like decipher that information and break it down into like actionable steps? Because realistically, like yourself, we're going to love a study where we like dive into it and find out the ins and outs of it. But to the average person, they just want to know the basic sort of frameworks of how to get a result out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And I think it comes down to, first and foremost, identifying what the primary goal is. and seeing what it is, whether they're looking to lose weight or they're looking to run the first 5K or a marathon or triathlon, whatever it may be. And then looking at that, and some people just don't care about the data. Some people like, oh, I don't want to see all that the fitness watch. I don't want none of that. It's like, okay, fine. Well, let's just start from the beginning. Especially when it's someone who's looking to lose weight. It's just about getting them moving again. And a lot of the time, people are just living a very sedentary lifestyle, and they're not getting the basics in. Like 10 to 15,000 steps a day just is the first start for most people. Looking at the diet, like the majority of people, it's full of processed foods. So just trying to clean that up. And one thing I see, a lot of people aren't even eating a great amount. So some people have the perception that like they're overeating, but I see a lot of people who are like only eating about 1,500 calories a day, and he's like, I still can't lose weight. But it's like explaining the process with the rest and metabolic rate. A lot of the time when people have been on a nutrient deprived high calorie deficit diet for a long period of time, the body's just like, you know what, I don't know what he's going to do today. He works, he's on the scaffolding all day, then he's going to go to the gym after, and then he's at a butty all day. So I need to conserve energy at rest. So that rest and metabolic rate crashes. And then it may come to the weekend, and then they go out and drink 10 pints, then have like a takeaway afterwards. And then it's like all of a sudden, wow, what's all this extra energy that you're putting into me that I'm not used to do? Don't know what to do with it, so it just stores as fat. So it's just like sort of explaining the basics to people. But it's really good when we can do like the rest and metabolic test that we do, where we put a mask on them, which monitors the breathing for 10 minutes. And just by the breath, we can see exactly how many calories someone's burning per minute. What percentage of that is fats and carbs? So we can look and see, like, okay, is at a cellular level, is this person able to utilize fat like it should be in a rested state? If not, then it's what's known as like metabolically impaired, and we need to start with the basics and looking at the diet in terms of like increasing the good healthy fats, reducing the carbohydrates there, and then just starting with the weights. Like building more muscle mass is a great place for anyone to start when we know the energy requirement to maintain their muscles is a lot greater than fat, or when we've got low muscle mass. So that rest and metabolic rate's going to increase. So even without going to the gym, they'll be burning more calories of a day. Yeah. So a lot of emphasis is put on now as well in recovery, isn't it? Like in the past, it was just about training as hard as you can.
Well, I think that's where we like got really successful, you know, because like they made like again back in the day we were in the gym and all we wanted to do was train. Like we'd train because we were in the gym, literally in the gym. All the PCs were dead competitive, so like we'd train like 3 times a day, maybe like sometimes like just constantly train, do classes, did it, this and that. And recovery wasn't really like consideration at all, really, until Whoop came along and actually made recovery like a cool thing to do. So you're looking at it going, oh, I need more sleep. Oh, I need more active rest. I need to take more steps.
Yeah, I do love the Whoop. They've absolutely nailed it.
They've revolutionised it in the sense that it's giving people an emphasis on that recovery. Like now, I get up in the morning, walk the dog. You know what I mean? So I get me 8 to 10,000 steps every morning before the kids wake up, and it's like it's just such a simple thing to do.
Yeah, but it's like because it's like a habit tracker, isn't it? So you've got that data coming up on you, and it's like, oh, I've got where are my steps at there? So you've got a bit of an incentive to go and do that and hit that. I love the like the longevity plan they have where it looks at like what low aerobic work you've done, what strength work you've done, and what high anaerobic stuff you've done that week. And then it's also looked at your sleep duration and your sleep consistency. So like you're going to bed the same time every night, you're waking up the same time.
It's when it says they got the sleep debt.
That's it, yeah. And the sleep debt just builds up on day to day. It's like accumulates, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's.
I mean, when we had our second kid last year, 2023. Fucking hell, like our sleep was horrendous, and even now, like he's nearly 18 months old, and he's still not perfect. Like he's still getting in our bed and stuff.
Yeah, well, when people come to me and they say, "Do you recommend a Whoop or whatever?" and if they've got young kids like that, I say sometimes it's probably not, because it'll end up eating away at you, because you can only control the controllables. If you've got, like, you can go to bed, you're not got kids who are going to wake you up. You can go to bed at 9 o'clock. You can get up at 5 feeling fine. If you've got a young baby there that's going to have you disrupted in the night, and you're looking at your stats, it can have the opposite effect and have a bit of a negative effect on you.
100%, yeah.
So I think sometimes there's a time and place for it, but yeah, it's just the struggles of parenthood, in it, when you're first starting out. It's just you can't.
Do you know what? It's so funny, because when we had our first one, and you can probably speak to this, I've been a dad, like, when we had our first one, you think it's quite hard in terms of like sleep disruption and stuff, but it's actually quite easy.
Oh yeah, you do. You get.
And then the second one comes along, you're like, this is fucking, like, it's not going from 1 to 2. It's like 1 times 10.
I know it is, isn't it? I found that.
It felt like it was like 10x what it was, because we got into like because it was in COVID when we had our first one. Harry's 5 now, and he was brilliant. Like he'd sleep. It had the odd night where he'd be a bit disrupted, but like generally he was good, and he'd go like 7 till 7 in the main. Because it was COVID, every day was kind of quite rigid. So the routine was kind of the same. We'd do the same stuff every day. We'd train in the garden every day with the kettlebells. Like everything, I'd go for a walk every day. Everything was quite settled. And I think that's the reason why he was settled. But we used to think at the time, like, oh, this is really hard, I'm tired. But we got in a routine where, like, you'd go down at 7. And then between the hours of like 7 and sort of 10, you'd like get a shower, have your tea, like, you know, decompress for the night, go to bed, like, decent time. And I thought at that point I was really tired. And I can look back now and I was like, what was I complaining about?
We didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah. And then when Charlie came along, Jesus, tonight, he was like a complete opposite. Would not sleep. Definitely not in his own, like when we put him in his own cot after 6 months. I mean, he still gets in our bed now. He's nearly 18 months. He's still not right.
Yeah, my lads never sleepers. Once they get to sleep, they are, but you don't get any peace till like 9 o'clock, and then come 9 o'clock, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm ready for bed myself.
Yeah.
That's
what put me off. Like, I mean, I don't really drink anymore because of that reason. Like, I do like having a beer every now and then with the lads or whatever. But I wouldn't say I'm teetotal. But I just don't drink because it's just not worth.
There's responsibilities that you've got the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like with work and with
it up, aren't you?
Like the business takes up so much of my time. The kids take up so much of my time. Having a drink just doesn't fit that lifestyle. You're
borrowing fun off tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you need to
literally
either make sure it's going to be really
remember,
worth it.
like, just when COVID finished, it was like the October time. I think it was like the end of the second lockdown. And it was the night when Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder. And all the lads went to Leeds on a minibus. And Harry must have been about 8 months old. And he was born in January. And this was in the September, October time. And we went out in the day in Leeds. We've got a minibus up there, everyone on the aisle. And Deontay Wilder had that fight with Tyson Fury, that banging one in Vegas. Yeah. And it must have been about 4 o'clock in the morning. We were still watching it out. And the next day, it was, for some reason, it was roasting arse. Come back on the minibus, hungover like anything. And I remember walking into the house, like, just stinking, like, physically and emotionally. And then Becky just went, there's the baby. And then that day, I must have been like the worst dad ever. But that day, I said to myself, I will never be hungover. Yeah. Ever. And the kids have never seen me hungover. Yeah. Ever. They've never seen me lying in bed with a hangover, ever.
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? When you've, especially when you've had your fun, now where's the baby?
I know.
Take over.
I know. That's what puts me off, like, fucking going on stag do's and stuff. Yeah. I know it sounds like so, like, such a wimp, but it's like, I physically hate it. Like,
you're in the trenches at the moment now as well, aren't you? Like you said, you still not get much sleep. 15 months, did you say?
Yeah, I mean, I get up and, like, from literally, like today was a good example. Charles wakes up, say, 6:15 in the morning. I can handle that. I always say 6 o'clock. That's the baby's wake up time. Like anything 6 o'clock. I'm not one of them people who can get up at like 4:30 or 5. I just don't do it. My brain doesn't function. Mm-hmm. And I always think the only way you get up at that time is if you actually make that time useful. So if you go for a run or do something, I'm not going to do that. So I always say anything at 6 and after, I'm all right with. So say he wakes up at like 6:15. Harry will come in at like 6:30, 7. And literally, you're like fucking half asleep in bed, and they're literally in your face all over you. So from the second you wake up, they're there. And then you got to get them ready. Then you got to come to like work and deal with clients all day. And I love it, but it's still stressful. And you're still trying to drum up business and your brain's working all day. Then you get home, they're in your face, hanging off your leg, and like you're putting them to bed and this and that, they're playing with them, taking them swimming, whatever. And then by the time you're all settled down, it's like 9 o'clock and you're like, I need to go to bed myself. And then like literally I've got no time. Like,
yeah, I'm the same, but I'm very conscious of like just thinking ahead, because when we haven't got this, we're going to wish that we still had it back.
Well, it's funny, you know, because I was listening to Rory Sutherland talk about this, and he calls it reverse benchmarking. So, like, imagine being like 80, 90 years old and looking back on your life, and you think, oh, they were the good old days. These are the good old days.
These are actually the best days of your lives, aren't they? And it's just got to...
How old are you again?
I'm 39 too.
Yeah.
39 in June. Think about that,
yeah. So you're the same school year as me.
Yeah. So you've got to think and just take a moment and say, yeah, sometimes it is hard, but you know what? You don't get these times back, do you?
No.
When your kids are young.
No. And especially like kids, like what I've realised is, especially with Harry, he's 5 now. And I look at him and he's not a baby now. He's actually a little boy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he'll just be a teenager where he doesn't necessarily need you that much anymore. And you're basically a glorified taxi driver for him. And I'll miss it then. But still, like, as far as like health goes, I feel like everything generally in your life gets better when you're fit and have a good night's sleep.
Definitely, 100% it does. And it's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes, like, I've done a couple of Ironmans before, and when you're training for an Ironman, you've got to be so good with your time. Like, you've got to fit all the training sessions in, and then especially when you've got a family, everything needs to be on point, and you're thinking, how the hell am I fitting this in? But then you're actually fitting all this extra training in, and you're actually getting more done. Because you just become so much more efficient. So it's just a case of like, whereas sometimes, you know, when you're a bit lazy, just sitting down on the couch, you know, eating's not the best, so your drive, your motivation isn't quite there, but when you're getting yourself up early, you're getting out and training, getting it done, you come back and the little tasks that have just been getting left the previous months just get done.
Yeah.
So just by actually committing more time and doing your training, actually gives you more time. Defo. I
mean, I think it was Huberman that said this. He said, if sleep wasn't a natural thing for a human person to do, it'd be a performance-enhancing drug. And I kind of like resonated with that, because I was like, wow, it actually would be, because if I'm like on a Thursday, get up at like stupid o'clock to go to Boomerang, that's like the earliest I get up. I'm up at like, say, 5:30, get to Boomerang. By the end of the day, I'm absolutely knackered. But that night, on a Thursday night, I always sleep like hard through the night because I'm just really tired. And I always notice on a Friday I've got loads more energy. So I always book podcasting on a Friday morning for that reason, because I've got loads of energy. And but that night's sleep, I feel like everything in your day gets better. From like just your mood levels, your productivity levels, generally nicer to be around. Like,
definitely. And I do prefer to do my training first thing in the morning. I've been in this morning doing a class at 6 o'clock, and then I know, well, Liverpool are on tonight, they'll probably put me to sleep anyway. But yeah, usually around 9 o'clock, then I'm just ready to switch off then.
Yeah.
So you're in that good, like we were talking about before, with your Whoop, with your sleep consistency. Your body likes habit. It wants to see a similar circadian rhythm where you're going to bed at the same time, you're waking up at the same time. That's good, healthy. And then you see it with your bowel habits. You probably go to toilets at the same time every day. When you're eating at the same time every day, the body likes that routine. That's like how you should try to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, training first thing in the morning is a great one to getting that into that rhythm and getting to bed early.
I want to pick your brains on this actually, because I'm 40 this year and I've got this. I know it sounds really cliche, but I want to be the fittest at 40 that I've ever been. Like in my body, physically looking good, physically being fitter, healthier. Now I'm 40 in November, so for someone like me who's running a business, busy all the time, a couple of young kids, what advice would you give someone like me and someone who might be watching this, who's maybe got like 8, 9, 10 months to get themselves in good shape, let's say.
So,
now, bearing in mind that I train jits 4 times a week, do weights a couple of times a week, go swim with the kids, walk the dog every day. I'm already quite active, I would say. I think my main issue is I sit at desks for too long and edit too many videos and like just sit at my desk for like, so I'll have like bouts of activity and then sedentary, bouts of activity and then sedentary. And then nutrition wise, generally okay, but again, probably too many biscuits here and there, and like I'll have a soft drink maybe, So what advice would you give someone like me or someone like that might be watching this to just get themselves in the best possible shape for someone who's in sort of midlife now?
So when we're talking best possible shape, are you saying like physique, or are you saying like
both
actual
really?
health?
I mean, I would say both really. Like there's definitely two sides of it. I don't just want to look, because back when I was a PT, I could walk around, not really care about nutrition, and just walk around ripped to the bone all the time because I was so active and I was just in shape all the time. Now, I actually have to look like I can't have one without the other. So I think if I want to look the best I can, I've got to be the healthiest version of myself as well. I don't think there's like, I don't think I can do one or the other, you know what I mean? So
there's looking healthy and there's being healthy as well. So I deal like probably our age, I'd say 35 to 50 is probably males. It's probably the most, my ideal clients and the most people that I see. And that's probably a similar thing that most people come in and say to me. So firstly, just to know where we want to start, I'd like to do some testing in terms of the blood, see where your bloods are at. Looking at the gut, doing a gut microbiome test so we can identify what's going on in the gut, and then doing the metabolic testing to see how many calories you should be eating. So when we've got the metabolic data to see, okay, this is how many calories and macros we should be eating, then we have the data from the gut microbiome test, which sees the different bacterial families which are present in the gut. More often than not, there's a bit of dysbiosis. We've got too much of certain bacteria, not enough of others. We get that back into balance so that system is working harmoniously, so we can digest our food. We've got all the correct enzymes to break down proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and that's firing all properly. We know our system's working. And then looking into the bloods and picking up markers which are just slightly out of the range, out of above or below optimal, and then working on that really. So the main thing is with the diet first and foremost, concentrating on the sleep, and then we like to be hitting, particularly for general health, the three pillars with your strength training, also the low aerobic training, whether that's like really low heart rate stuff, whether it's on the bike or run or swimming, but then really pushing ourselves at least once a week for a small period of time, like max to our like round about our max heart rate. So we're working the cardiovascular system. So from a health perspective, we're covering all angles there.
I love it.
I see a lot of people come in with me who look absolutely amazing, and then we do like a VO2 max test to say, when was the last time you got out of breath? And you're like, probably when I was in school 20 years ago. And they come on and they can't run for more than 6 minutes. So there's it being aesthetically looking great, but then there's being fit for life. And it's like the phrase, like the hybrid athlete, which like around the Hyrox, which I really, really like Hyrox as well. I've done quite a few of them, but where you're just doing a mixture of all of this. It's covering all aspects. It's functional training. I think that's brilliant.
I realised that with powerlifting, like before I'd done jits, I'd done powerlifting. And I realised that once you get past a certain strength level, say on a deadlift or a squat or an overhead press or bench press, whatever it is, there's actually no tangible benefit to it other than being a little bit stronger. So if you say you can deadlift like 180 and then you go up to 200, past a certain point, the only tangible benefit to it really is saying that you can lift an extra 20 kilos, whereas you'd probably best serve in your time not taking the risk and getting injured on a deadlift, and actually maybe doing some low heart rate stuff or doing some circuit training.
It is good to have the mix, but it's also good to do what you're passionate about as well. So if that's really
one thing for me that I love is fucking jits. I love jits. So I know that twice a week I'm going to do loads of technique and we're going to do some like semi-hard rounds. Twice a week we're going to go all out hard rounds, wrestling, grappling. I love it. And I love it because, one, you're not taking the damage of like MMA, so you're not getting punched or kicked. You're not going to get the brain damage and all that. But it's not probably not great for like sort of anatomy and physiology in terms of like bumps and bruises and stuff. But it's great. Like I'm always working. Like my heart is constantly working. But then I offset that with walks, general weight training. Now, do I go as hard in the weight training now? No, not at all. I'm probably less physically strong than I was, but I'm still strong.
Yeah, so you're probably, but subconsciously without doing it and being specific, because we're talking about like run, bike, swim there. But if you're doing them rounds, you're going into them high heart rate zones. It's the same thing. It's having the same effect on the body. So that's good. And if it's what you're passionate about, that's what you got to hone in on as well. You need
I used to play loads of football as well. Like I used to play loads of like five-a-side football, and then I went back to play five-a-side football. And honestly, I came off there. My knees were fucked. Like,
well, it's very demanding, isn't it?
Oh,
like,
mate, like, it was worse than jits. I swear to God, I love playing football, and I love football, but my knees were honestly I thought I was going to have to get like could hardly walk.
It's like it's fit for purpose. So I imagine your fitness levels in your jiu-jitsu is really high because you're doing it all the time. It's like if I take someone...
Put me in a half marathon, I wouldn't do well.
Yeah, well, I take someone who's like really, really high level Hyrox, and then we go and do a marathon. They mightn't perform in a marathon, but their expectations are because they're so good at this, they're going to. Like I did the Hyrox class this morning. I haven't done one for, couldn't even tell you the last time I did one. It's miles off the pace. But you can't expect to go into something that you're not doing and be able to perform in it. It's and you'd always see we mentioned it this morning actually in the class. There was an older guy there, didn't look physically in great shape, but he's probably doing that 4 days a week, and you seen he had the engine on.
He's just conditioned for it, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Enough, to be fair.
Yeah, that's it.
I love people seeing just smashing it as well. Like you see some guy who's like, say, never been into fitness or anything, and all of a sudden he finds something that he like can really engage with, and he gets involved in it. And we used to call it like the fitness hook point. So in PT, and I don't know whether this is like an actual coin term or anything, but we used to call it a hook point where like people don't. You have to force people to do it, and you're nagging people to do it, and you're trying to keep them accountable. But they're not naturally like going to go to the gym. They're not going to actively want to go to the gym themselves. But then you get to a point where they can't not go to the gym.
Yeah.
And you want to get them to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of where your job is done because they're going by habit then.
Sustainable then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's like, it's a finding your why, isn't it? And for me, my why, going back to when I was a kid and I've always trained, I need competition, me. That's what I need. And I struggle to get up. I love these people who just get up at 6 o'clock and train for the love of it, just to do it. I need a goal. I need a why. So I always have something booked in every few months, whether it be half marathon, triathlon, Hyrox, some sort of event, just to give me a little something to aim for and to keep me right. You got to get up and train. We've got this in a few weeks, a month or so, and it's just about tapping into why do you want to get fit. And a lot of the time I see people, especially when they come into me, the reason they start on the health journey is because they've had some form of scare. Whether it be the parents may have had a heart attack or got sick, or they've had a scare themselves, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, the thought of like life's a bit short here. I need to start looking after myself. Yeah. And that's usually a big trigger point for people to start. And like what my message is, it's about like preventative health. We're trying to get people to not wait for that to happen. Like look for the warning signs, doing regular testing, understanding your body, and doing the right things, eating the right foods, keeping moving, keeping active to prevent that from happening in the first place. Because more often than not, like whether it be liver dysfunction or a kidney dysfunction or something, an issue with your heart, more often than not, we can see some warning signs for that in the blood work years before and something actually has happened. So we can address it beforehand and prevent that from happening with easy interventions with nutrition and lifestyle choices, rather than wait until the events happened, going down the medical route, getting put on medication for the rest of your life. So yeah, that's my main purpose and my goal, why I do what I do and what I set out to achieve. I love working with high performing athletes, but I think the longevity aspect and just getting people to have that awareness for long term health's my biggest passion.
Yeah, it's probably why like 35 to 50-year-olds are like probably like your main sort of source of clients. And I don't know if I don't know if it was Huberman, but it was someone like maybe like Mike Israel or something. But he was saying like the average lifespan for like an American, I think, is like 78 or something like that now. So, you know, around our age is probably about midlife. Now, if you look at like men who have like, or report like midlife crises, it's like typically you'd think like the stereotype is like, oh, gonna go out and buy a sports car, or gonna like go and have an affair on my wife, like whatever it is, the typical stereotype of it. But actually, it was found that at 37, that's like the typical age where people start to like, or men start to like change their behaviours in terms of like midlife crises. But what it really more realistically looks like is not like cheating on your wife or going buying a sports car or, you know, running away to some exotic country or something. It's not that. It's more becoming more aware of your own mortality, becoming more aware of your own, because I think it's more like you're seeing your parents get a bit older. You know, you see your parents at age. My dad's 70 next year, and 70 is like, he's in the last sort of 10, 20 years of his life, maybe, you know what I mean? And you start to realise that, and then you see young kids, and you're like, oh, like Harry said to me last night in the car, he was like, anything past 30 is really old. And I was like, thanks.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think definitely for me, when I was maybe like 37, a couple of years ago maybe, definitely started to realise, definitely when Charlie was born, you do become aware of your own mortality. You are aware that you're not that young anymore, and you are aware that, like, I've got to actually start looking after myself here. Like, all the shit decisions that I used to make in my 20s when I was going out partying and all that, I can't really do that anymore and get away with it. You know what I mean?
Well, I was met a guy the other day who's coming on to doing some filming with him. It's just selling longevity. He's 75 and he's running for Great Britain doing triathlon at 75. And it's like, we put these barriers on ourselves sometimes, and where we're gonna, what we do and what sort of how long we're gonna be able to do that. And you see people our age going, I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you can do whatever you want. The only ceiling that you put is on the one that you put on yourself.
Exactly.
So there's not more refreshing than seeing like older people, and especially if you go to like Hyrox or an Ironman event, you'll see a lot of elderly people training, and it's like so inspiring, because that's like my main goal. That's what I want. I want to be doing what I'm doing now when I'm 80 years of age. I met a guy the other day who had an amazing goal. He told me his lifelong goal is he wants to get the world record for the 100 metres for over 100-year-olds. Apparently it's a race. People over 100 do the 100 metres, and that's his goal. He wants to get the world record. I'm like, wow, what a goal to aim for.
Do you actually have a view on that? Like, I mean, if you go back to like the 1800s, the average lifespan of a human was something like 55. Like, that was like if you made it to 55, that was like getting to 100 now. With the advances in medicine and advances in like sort of health protocols and training methods and all that, the average lifespan now are like a lot older. Do you see it getting even older than what it is now?
I think, well,
and
there's two things.
You're going to see more people living into the hundreds.
There's two things here that are really important, and there's health span and there's lifespan. So what you're finding now with the advances in medicine, some people are really dead when they're 50 and they're living till they're 70. because the quality of life
It's not great.
is that diminished. So these advances in medicine are keeping them alive for a lot longer, but the quality of life is so poor. So for me, it's about health span and prolonging that, being able to do the things that you want to do for as long as possible. That's the most important thing. So yeah, it's not about living as long as I'd love to live till I'm 100, but I want to be doing what I'm doing till the last few years of my life. I don't want to be at 60, like
incapacitated.
I can't really look after myself. Or
I mean, I totally agree. My uncle used to be a football referee in his 40s, and after he stopped being a referee, he obviously managed the team and stuff like that, but he's predominantly a referee. He didn't really do much after that when he stopped doing it, like say late 40s. He didn't really like continue that. And I see that now with him, like he's getting bad knees, he's getting like different things happen to him that are going slightly wrong physically. And I always thought to myself, like, I don't want to be that guy. Like if I live to 80 and I have 75 great years, that's better than living to 100 and having 80 great years. And having living 20 years of your life where you can't do anything. And even my nan now, she's in a care home, she's like in her 90s. And the last sort of 5-6 years of life have been like, the quality of it's just not, it's just not what her life was. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with what you're saying there. Totally digressing off this subject a little bit. You are at the Stronger Together event this year. I was speaking to Kate the other day.
Yeah.
So what are you doing there?
So we're launching Inner Me at the event.
So how does Inner Me, just for anyone watching, how does that differ from the Healthician stuff you do?
So it's just basically an add-on of it really, but it was too big of a project to come under the AI Healthician roof. So I've made this as a separate entity. So Inner Me is basically a blood first company where we analyse blood work through capillary or intravenous samples, and we give you a full report showing your ranges as functional ranges as opposed to standard NHS ranges, which are really broad and just basically determine whether you're sick or not sick. So you can really optimise your healthier, and then as well as finding out that data, we give you the recommendations through nutrition, lifestyle and supplementation to get your markers right. And then it's all about trending that data to optimize your body. It's like gamifying health, really. But we've created 18 different supplements, formulas, which are all mapped to a 32 risk analysis engine, which pairs different blood markers together to give you a probability of dysfunction, whether that's cognitively, kidney dysfunction, whatever it may be. And it's all led by doctors. So particularly, like say for instance, with your kidney dysfunction, we may look at 3 markers like your BUN, creatinine, EGFR, but they're not all weighted equally. So we've created, we've had a data analyst and the doctors to put in what carries the most weight of importance in kidney function for that particular marker. And then where your results lie will give us a score out of 100. So you may see, okay, I'm at 70% chance of dysfunction. Straight away, that's like, okay, I've got to do something about that. What can we look at? All right, maybe drinking too much coffee, too much animal protein in my diet at the moment. I'm not drinking enough water. Okay, I can do them. We'll tick that off the list. Then what about supplementation? Okay, we've got this supplement here, which we're going to add in to help support the lifestyle and nutritional changes that I'm doing myself. So it's like a full ecosystem where we're not just giving you some reports with massive ranges of what's deemed as okay. It's diving deep. So no, you're not optimal, so let's make it optimal, and here's how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to get it going. But yeah, we're doing the Lola Star event on the 22nd of March, and we're going to do the launch there. So we're going to make a big deal of it. Got a big expo display there, and gonna get it out there. Ready
She's boss Kate, to be fair. I do love working with Kate. She's actually coming on the podcast next week. When I first met Kate, she was like just starting out, like basically what me and you have done. And she's grew it now to like obviously doing massive events like that. So I love seeing success stories like that, mate. I think it's just boss all
it's
around.
brilliant. It was good. I did the last one. It was really good.
I feel like the whole like sort of Merseyside business scene now is just thriving. It's absolutely buzzing. I mean, I know there's a lot being said about governments, you know, budgets, and you know, there's definitely stuff in here that I'm getting bills for that I'm like, what the hell's that for and stuff. But generally, like, I think if like you're a young lad, you say in your 20s or you know coming up, and you've got a bit of ambition about you and you want to do some big stuff, I actually think there's a great opportunity to do because there's so many cool businesses popping up in the city that are working together. Like we talked about Tom before, doing big stuff with the Men's Social Network. You want to do some stuff with him. Stuff like content-wise, like Lola Star, you know, the communities that are popping up in the city now, networking opportunities. There's so much going on almost every day that there's so much opportunity to just be successful, I think, and I think it's just like a cool thing.
Oh, definitely. I wish I knew what I knew now when I was 21.
Ah, mate, yeah, 100%.
Just having a 10-year
like
start.
I remember like one big regret I have was I didn't start a fitness YouTube channel back in like 2012, because it would be like if you just kept doing it from then till now, you'd have a massive channel. Like, and that's what, but you don't know what you don't know.
No, that's it. Well, when we went travelling around the world, I used to love editing, and I'd have the drone and everything, and made loads of boss videos just with like music over. But I just wish if I'd knew then, like the places we were going to, like the experience, people would have loved to have watched it. That would have made a great video. That, and then that's you come home on the back of that then, and you've created your following, and then you can use that or whatever direction you want to go then, can't you?
100%. I mean, look at Nick Durbin in our Boomerang group. He's got a YouTube channel there of like nearly 50,000 subs. Smashing it. You know, I mean, if he wanted to like really take that to the next level, he probably could now. He's getting invited on Sky Sports News and everything, and the opportunities that come from stuff like that is just fucking bonkers.
You know, it's just that's passion, isn't it? Driving the drones and stuff, and it's great when you can do something that you really enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fitness industry as well. I mean, I don't know if it's still like this now, but there was definitely like an element of like, if you were big, there was like a select few people that were big enough to like, that were well known, and then all the rest were like just like PTs who were like fanboys of these bigger people. And now it seems like everyone's just got access to just growing like that same platform as everyone else, and it's just like a more equal playing field for everyone.
Well, I think there's with that type of thing, I think you got to have a bit of a personality, and you got to be able to get a good message across, be knowledgeable, and have a bit of a personality.
Well, I mean, you look at stuff like what we do. I mean, you could have 5 content rooms, for example, or 5 podcast studios. The reason why someone's going to come here is not because we've got better cameras than everyone else and we've got better setup than everyone else. It's because in the main, yeah, that's all important, but really because how we market it and how people like us.
Yeah.
So I know if I go to Jets, for example, and I know someone who needs a proper health MOT and checkup, I know I'm going to send them to you because I know you, not necessarily because of the test itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's because
that's it, isn't it?
It's because
it's building trust as well, isn't it? So when you can get that trust with people, I mean, that's where a lot of my stuff's come from, is just word of mouth with people. I haven't even really run an ad campaign before with AI Healthician because it was always just a passion project at the side.
Yeah.
It's only now. We're going into me and we're looking at the proper marketing strategies and treating it like a proper business, like you need to do.
Big time.
When you can understand that world as well, and you've got a good message and you're creative, I think it's more than likely something good's going to happen with it, isn't it?
Big time. So if anyone does want to get involved with what you're doing, and there's like sort of the kind of topics we're talking about, what's the best place they can find you?
So mainly on Instagram. So AI Healthician, be on Instagram. We've got the website link on there as well. And Inner Me, we just put the first video out there this week. So that's just launched on Instagram now. And we'll be ready to supply tests on the 1st of April. And then the supplements will be ready about the 15th of April.
Yeah.
So the full ecosystem will be all up and running by the end of April. And but we can tie that in with all the rest of my testing as well, like the body comp analysis, gut testing, DNA, all that work alongside it, if he wants to work with me personally.
Yeah, I love it, mate. You do well with the MMA lads in our gym, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've created a combat sports panel. I've created 6 different specific sports panels on the bloods, and we've made essential and advanced ones. So there's a more affordable one covering a lot less biomarkers, and then for male and female. And the combat sports one in particular is just explaining how each marker is relevant to your sport. So you can understand if you're out of range, how that could be affecting your performance. So we've done that for sports, football, combat sports, racket sports, gymnastics, Hyrox, and then I'll just keep going as well.
I love it, mate. Well, I'll put all the links to everything around this video. If anyone does want to get involved, just follow the links and obviously just give a message. I really appreciate what you're doing, mate. It's good, really good stuff. Really interesting. Kind of like gives me a bit of a throwback to my fitness days. But thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And I'll collaborate with you on all this content and stuff. So
brilliant.
We'll push it out as hard as we can. So thanks
for having me in. Appreciate it.
Nice one.